Welcome to Dark Truths, Religion Uncovered, the place where the rugged terrain of ancient theology clashes with contemporary belief systems. Here, we let the God of Scripture stand raw and unfiltered against the deity many have reshaped to fit their comfort zones. Tonight, we're exploring a change so subtle that it often goes unnoticed, yet so powerful it has redefined religion itself. The moment faith stopped being dangerous and became safe. In ancient times, belief wasn't a source of comfort. It was a source of fear and trembling. To encounter the divine wasn't just awesome, it was disorienting and risky. Think of Moses, who hid his face in fear. Think of Isaiah, who despaired at his own frailty before the Almighty, convinced he would perish. And Ezekiel, who simply collapsed under the weight of divine revelation. Even the majestic angels recoiled in God's presence. The ancient understanding of God was anything but safe during those times. He wasn't a being you could easily manage, and he wasn't therefore affirmation. He was an overwhelming force that disrupted and transformed. But over time, this awe-inspiring God seemed to fade. In his place emerged a quieter, gentler, more agreeable version. This new God reassures us rather than disrupts, confirms instead of confronts, and exists to soothe anxiety, not dismantle illusions. In many modern belief systems, God is often portrayed as a personal therapist, somewhat of a cosmic cheerleader, or a moral judge. This softened deity would be unrecognizable to the ancients who knew God not as a comforter, but as a catalyst for transformation. In scriptures, God's intent was never to provide solace. Instead, he sought to fundamentally change you. Abraham's life was turned upside down when he met God. Jacob wrestled with the divine and walked away with a permanent limp. When Israel received the law, the very mountain burned with the divine presence, a clear sign that an encounter with God is meant to be destabilizing. Yet modern religion prioritizes stability above all. Churches market belonging, reassurance, identity, and safety, often avoiding the heavy burden of existential dread. Doctrine avoided mystery, and doubt was seen as a weakness, not a rite of passage. Faith today has morphed from a transformative force into a lifestyle choice. This shift from danger to safety wasn't an accident. As societies modernized, the chaos of life became intolerable. The industrial age demanded predictability and order, and religion adapted as well. It softened the concept of God because dangerous theology just doesn't scale. A God who appends power structures and societal norms cannot be safely institutionalized. So revelation was filtered. We chose to keep the comfort and discard the terror that often accompanies the divine. The result was a God who seemed to require little more than attendance and agreement, abandoning earlier demands for blood, exile, sacrifice, or the death of the self. But ancient theology argues something crucial is lost when God is made safe. In Hebrew scripture, the fear of the Lord wasn't anxiety, rather an acute awareness of his vastness and might. God wasn't cruelly dangerous. His reality was inherently disruptive. A God who doesn't challenge your sense of self wasn't revealing the truth. He's just upholding your personal narrative. In contrast, modern belief often frames God as an extension of the self, an entity that reaffirms our values, politics, and moral instincts. But ancient belief positioned God as a force that contradicted the human understanding. Prophets didn't speak to reinforce culture. Instead, they spoke to rupture it. Jesus' actions weren't meant to soothe existing systems. They were meant to destabilize them. Today, however, belief is often measured by how comfortably it aligns with modern ethics, psychology, and our own comfort levels. If God offends our sensibilities, we try to reinterpret him. If scripture challenges our identity, we soften it. If theology provokes fear, we reframe it as metaphor. This creates a strange divide. Modern believers prize certainty, while their ancient counterparts thrived in wonder and awe. Certainty demands control. Awe invites surrender. But when faith is sanitized and safe, it becomes predictable. And predictability breeds powerlessness. The ancient God shaped history through profound, destabilizing acts. The modern version often just manages emotional states. This is an evolution. It's a dilution of divine reality. Now, proponents of modern belief defend this change as progress. They argue we've moved beyond fear, judgment, and divine wrath. But the deeper question is, have we truly outgrown the need for reverence, or have we just lost our capacity to endure discomfort? The ancient God didn't exist to affirm us. He existed to expose and challenge us. A God who never confronts you is indistinguishable from your own conscience. A God who never disrupts your certainty looks more like an ideology than divinity. This leads to an uncomfortable comparison. Ancient belief birthed prophets willing to die for truth. Modern belief often produces followers who are afraid to cause offense. Ancient faith demanded transformation at a great personal cost. Modern faith primarily seeks affirmation. Ancient religion expected encounters. Modern religion often settles for explanations. The peril of a safe God isn't his kindness. It's that he becomes optional. A dangerous God commands your attention. A safe God has to compete with Netflix. So, as we wrap up, we leave you with a question modern religion often avoids. If your God never stirs you, never terrifies you, and never contradicts you, are you worshipping the divine, or are you just worshipping your own reflection? Thanks for joining us on Dark Truths, Religion Uncovered. Share your thoughts below. Has faith become safer, or has it just become smaller? Don't forget to subscribe for more.